Hey, James here. I have another new comic book day haul. So this is James for Read More Comics. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell up in the corner so that way you get a notification anytime I post new content. As I was sharing, just a couple days ago, I stopped by my LCS. I got my new comic book day pre-orders, and I want to share what I got. Now, to begin with, it was a really light week. I noticed this last month. A lot of my subs, especially for Marvel, but not exclusively, they were some miniseries, some maxi series. They were all dropping off of my subscription list, my poll box pre-order. And this month, like every week, is a really small week where I'm only getting a handful of books. I do have one blind bag. You'll notice right here. I opened it up already. I haven't looked. I just figured it might be good to kind of preemptively cue that. So we'll share that for last because I have no idea what it is. First up from DC, and this is a DC heavy week for me. We have Absolute Superman issue number 17. This is the Gerard Perel variant. This, just gorgeous cover. I love what he does up here with the cape. This was not the cover I originally pre-ordered, but I saw this on the shelf and it just popped. This is an awesome looking book. If you haven't been reading any of the Absolute books, definitely give them a go. Superman is probably the mellow title out of the Trinity: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has been awesome, very mythological, but not in kind of like a New 52 Greek god sense. And then Batman has been bonkers good. So, but Jason Aaron's been knocking it out of the park with this. I read, this is my second DC book. Someone said that this is low-key the best title DC has going on. Maybe. We have Batman issue number, what is it, 7. Okay. So this is Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. This is the A cover. I'm beginning to kind of gravitate towards A covers. It's just easier instead of continually remembering to cancel a sub and get this other one. Anyway, this is supposed to be the first appearance of Batman in the new volume. I'm sorry, not Batman. This is a Batman title. It's Joker. See Joker right here. I think it's been a while since we've seen Joker. Definitely Joker War with Tinian. I can't remember after that if we've seen Joker. So it's been a while. It's been a couple of years. So they kind of foreshadowed his appearance the last couple of issues. They've been kind of seeding it, but it's supposed to be the like kind of big reveal. Then we have a DC event book. This is DC KO. This is the acetate cover. So it's the A cover. I love acetate covers. It's just a thing. This has been bonkers fun. I didn't think it would be fun. Originally, I wasn't going to get into it, but last issue, issue number 4, we had the first appearance of the Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman in continuity with all the other mainstream canon characters. So that's supposed to be very cool. I've also heard good things about Night Fight, which was kind of the tie-in mini where Batman was kind of working his plan to survive. I might pick those up. I don't know. Maybe those will be something I hunt for at half-price books. Anyway, this has been fun. Then we have Poison Ivy issue number 42, which is insane. This is the Vincent Carbonilla cover. This is just creepy looking, which is why I picked it. I think we're in what I remember from the solicits, because I'm a couple issues behind. Pamela Isley is now the mayor of Gotham. I don't know how that happened. I think there was a kind of a time jump or something like that. Not time jump like years, but it was like months to kind of transition from one story to the next. This has been low-key a good book. I didn't think it would. 42 issues ago when I picked up issue 1. Only picked up issue 1 because this was I think it was 2021. It has to be. Anyway, my LCS had gotten one of the teams variants, and I always try to support my LCS whenever they get variants. So I picked it up and I gave it a read, and it was like solid. And I've just been pulling it since. The cover art is amazing, and the story has been incredible. It's this. It kind of waxes and wanes. I think I've said this in another video where Poison Ivy is almost this sympathetic anti-hero at times, and then you're kind of like, you're really a sociopath. So that's been kind of fun. We have issue number 2 of the Dynamite series, another book by Jason Aaron, Thundarr the Barbarian. This is the Michael Cho variant cover. I went for this because of the retro look for it. Big Thundarr the Barbarian fan when it first came out. I remember watching those when I could because they kind of moved around the time slot on Saturday mornings. And this is before like all the big Saturday morning cartoons came out in the 80s. This was like 80, 81. Thundarr the Barbarian was incredible. Okay, so first issue was great. Jason Aaron he walked the line between going just total left field and respecting the lore of the series. And granted, we don't have anything except the animated series because this is the first comic book that has ever come out. So last but not least, have another cartoon related title. This is Thundercats Lost in Time. These only came out in the mystery bags, which I don't know why. I'm going to be honest. I respect the idea of mystery bags. I mean, I used to play Magic there. I still play Magic. I play Commander with some friends. I don't really buy packs anymore, but I remember the thrill of opening up packs. So I kind of get it, but it's a comic book, so it's not as much for me. Pre-order, this was the only option, and it only cost $5.99, so it wasn't like I was paying a lot extra for this. Thundercats Lost in Time is kind of the beginning, the entry point where Dynamite is going to do this crossover between Thundercats and Silverhawks, which originally, the animated cartoon series, that and there's a shark one. I mentioned this before. Anyway, they were all in the same universe, so they could have done crossovers in the cartoons anytime they wanted to. Dynamite's going to do one this year, so pretty stoked about that. I've been enjoying Declan Shelby's run on Thundercats. It's kind of this weird, deeper lore in a way. So let's see what we got. As I shared, I only opened the cover, or only opened the bag. Now, I got to give props. The bag was pretty well done. They have this fold over bit. The issue I had is there was almost no space, and so I had to really be careful when I was cutting it open, or I was going to cut the comic. The other thing, I've heard people complain about this. Someone pointed out if you run your fingers over the spine, you can tell if it has any spine ticks, and it doesn't feel like there's any. So I've heard other people complain about the Marvel ones. So let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, no spine ticks. Nice black and white cover. Let's look in the back. One thing about Dynamite is, first, they do way too many covers. Then, they also have a convenient map in the back. So, this is the blind bag cover L. It's a Virgin line art by Declan Shelby. That's super cool. So, most of the covers look pretty cool. I'll be honest, the color variant would have been nice, but for a line art, that's not bad. Here, I have a bag waiting for it. Kind of planned ahead, so let's put this in here real quick. Take a look at that. What do you think? So that's pretty cool. Anyway, this in some ways is supposed to tie into that event that's coming up. So pretty happy to get this. And that's pretty nice. I wonder what the ratio. Not that it's a big deal. Does anybody else get the resealable bags? But I'm pretty happy with that. So those are my books. Sorry, allergies. Thank you. If you have hung out this long, thank you for watching my video. I do have a mail call. I'll be probably doing a YouTube short about that. One of my dogs broke a statue, and so I had to buy a replacement off of eBay. It's this girl right down here. You can't see it, but she is a big girl. She walked in the room, bumped against the shelf. It tumbled to the ground. It took out another statue with it. That one didn't break. Anyway, so thank you for listening to me ramble on about comics. Please remember, like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. What do you think about this line art Declan Shelby variant right here? Or any of my other comics? I appreciate everybody that's watching this video to this point. And, you know, honestly, life is so much better when we do read more comics.